Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are talking about the Galactic Republic clones and the Jedi. This is part 3 of my what to buy first when on a budget list for Star Wars Legion's Galactic Republic. If you are a new or returning player or an existing player that's just looking to kind of bolster their collection and jump into the Galactic Republic, this is the video for you. We're going to talk about all the different products, what you get in them, the value, and what it's going to take to get you playing Star Wars Legion. We can do this in less than $200 to get you a fully functional army. And we're going to go a little bit beyond that to some things when you want to expand the army, and then even some optional buys as well. We're also doing a new round of the giveaway for a $25 Amazon gift card. All you have to do to enter to win that is to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos. For here, let me know some of your favorite characters in the Galactic Republic, and let me know if you are a brand new player, what are some of the things that drew you into the game? Because Star Wars Legion is a game about massive warfare. Now, if you are new or returning, I want to point out the difference between packaging. You can see here we have the R2-D2 and C-3PO pack that has the new style packaging, and then to the left we have the Bad Batch, which is in the old style packaging. There is a new edition of Star Wars Legion. It's going to be this version here on the right. So this is, for the most part, this is the type of packaging we're going to focus on. There's very little of the old packaging that's in this guide, primarily because a lot of that stuff is getting reprinted. And a lot of the old sculpts that were in the soft plastic are being reprinted in the hard plastic. Now, this doesn't apply too much to the Galactic Republic, as the overwhelming majority of Galactic Republic models were already in hard plastic, but a lot of stuff has been reprinted with even newer sculpts. And the important thing here is everything is valid. For if you're a Republic player, pretty much everything that you would have had available to you was already valid. Now, if you're also playing multiple factions, some things like the Bad Batch and R2-D2 and C-3PO are going to be great for multiple factions, as well as they come in with cards that work for the Rebellion and cards that also work for the Republic. And Star Wars Legion does have some multi-faction stuff as well. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the beginning of our list. And I want to talk about the Galactic Republic starter set first. Typically, my what to buy first when on a video, when on a budget videos, tend to always start with a core set. Legion used to have a core set that was like a 1 versus 1 core set, but now the starters are single army starters, and this is in keeping with the tradition of a lot of other games. It doesn't mean that they won't ever do like a 2-player core set again, or a 2-player starter, but with the new edition, they are doing these single army starter boxes, and this is a really great way to get people into the game, especially if they know somebody else who's playing. But it's also a way that it doesn't force you to buy into a faction that maybe you weren't interested in buying. The old Clone War starter had, it had clones and Obi-Wan versus Grievous and battle droids, and while it was still a great value, at the same time, if you were only interested in the Republic, then you were stuck with a whole bunch of battle droids that you had to either build or trade away or just let them collect dust. And that didn't work out that good for everybody. So in this case, you're getting a whole lot more stuff, and this is a tremendous value. So what do you get in this box? Well, first off, you get a brand new sculpt of Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're getting him in more of his Episode 3 attire, so you're not getting the version of Obi-Wan Kenobi that had the clone armor. That one is still available in the old boxes, and maybe we'll see something like that again. They do sometimes do reprints of characters and alternate models and kind of good fluff things. So if you have a certain version of Obi-Wan Kenobi you prefer, stick around. We may see it. They do this a decent amount, and it's very fun the way they kind of have fun with the different models. But this is a very recognizable version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're also going to be getting 2 full new size units of clone troopers. These are going to be your basic infantry, your basic core unit. In the old version of Star Wars Legion, there was Phase 1 and Phase 2 clones. They've been merged into just clone troopers now. So if you were an older player and you had Phase 1 or Phase 2 clones, they all just count as clone troopers now. So they're just one unit. They've been merged. And you're also going to get 2 Special Forces units in here. You're going to get a unit of ARC troopers, which are very good. And you're also going to get a unit of ARF troopers, which come with a Jedi Guardian. And this is a tremendous amount of content in one box at $99 MSRP. And by the way, you might even, your FLGS might even have this on, for sale a little bit less than that. But you're getting a ton of stuff. You're also getting all the core materials you need to play the game. I'm talking about your dice, your basic, the upgraded battle cards, all of the new things that you need to play the game, your movement tools, your range tools. All of that is great. You're getting also the ARC troopers now aren't on flight stands anymore. Again, they're grounded. Again, this is one of the things that comes with the new edition of the game. There were changes made, but also the models don't have those flight stands. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of the flight stands, but as a matter of fact, I took most of mine off of their flight stands, and I didn't like how the feet didn't set flat on the ground. They kind of were like this, like they were in flight. So I kind of had to file down the feet a little bit to make them on the ground. These are actually naturally able to go on the base a little bit easier. I prefer this version of them. You're getting lots of clone troopers, and these are also new sculpts. The ARF troopers already existed, though, so you're not getting all new sculpts for ARF troopers, but they're already a relatively very new unit, and you get that cool Jedi Guardian that can go into the really into any special forces. So he can go into the ARC troopers or the ARF troopers, although he kind of came out with the ARF troopers. Now, I've talked about the value in this. This is already enough for you to run a recon battle, which is a 600-point battle. It's like a half-size game. The full game is 1,000 points. Some of the viewers who had been looking at a lot of my videos, they were saying, well, how many points? What do I need to get to a full 1,000-point battle? Well, if you get 2 of these, you have more than enough. You get about 1,200 points or so. And that includes using only one of the Obi-Wan Kenobi commanders in here. So if you buy 2 of these at $99.99 each, that comes in at, well, it'd be over $200 with tax. But if you can get this on sale, if you get it, at discounted somewhere, you can get the 2 of these for less than $200 theoretically. That's definitely the best place to start. We don't currently have a Battle Force box for the Republic as of the time of me filming this. There was one, as you can see over here. We did have the 501st box. I'm sure they will do another one of these or something very similar in the near future. Maybe even by the time you're watching this, it might already be announced. They've done this for the Empire and the Rebels, where they've done another Battle Force box, kind of limited time, maybe some kind of special version of Anakin Skywalker in there or something like that. But this was also tremendous value. I wouldn't recommend necessarily picking this one up now because it is the old style. All of the miniatures are going to be still valid. However, because this is out of print, you probably won't find this for $100. You probably find this for like $300 or more because it is out of print and it's therefore rare. However, if you can find this for about between 100 and 150 bucks, it's probably going to be an excellent value. If it's too much more than that, I wouldn't worry too much because there's probably going to be another Battle Force box coming out for about $130. I'm just saying that because that's the trend. That's what they've done. They'll probably announce it at the end of March at Adepticon when they do the studio panels, or sometime shortly thereafter. It just seems reasonable that they will continue to do Battle Force boxes because they're a great entry point. Although the Battle Force boxes that they are doing now don't come with everything you need to start playing the game, so they won't necessarily come with dice, movement tools, and all of that other stuff. It's just a good kind of army enhancer. So never a good first build, but a really good second buy once they come out with the new ones. So, but basically stick with the core set, this Republic starter. This is definitely the way to go. At this point, though, you'll have up to 4 core units that you can all run reinforced. You can really run a lot of clones with this. But again, the clones are expensive. They're an army of like elite units, right? So again, only 2 of these is all you need. You're going to have over 1,000 points, and you're going to have room to kind of split things around and come up with really cool, fun, different options with 2 of these. Even if you're an existing player, I'd still recommend getting this. Even if you already play the Republic, I'd still recommend getting this. You're getting new sculpts, getting extra dice. Dice are good. You're going to need lots of dice, so get an extra pack of dice that comes in here. You get all of that stuff. Extra movement tools. The range tools break from time to time over extended use, and have some extra cards and everything else you need. It's fun. Plus, painting clones is fun. The new sculpts are great. So all of this stuff is just, definitely things that you want here. To buy all of this stuff individually, you're looking at over $200 worth of stuff. So, each unit is over 50, right? So, or about 50 of clones. And then you look at the 2 special forces, and then also Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then all the dice and everything else that you get. It's a tremendous savings. You're not going to beat this deal anywhere. Even if this goes up in price from the time that you're watching this, even if this goes up to $150, it's still going to be a good deal, right? So yeah, like these are excellent starting points. Get 2 of them. That's my ultimate suggestion to start your army on a budget. You're already done. Everything from this point forward is to bolster your army and add a little extra variety while still trying to keep it budget friendly. With that being said, let's talk about the customizable Jedi General and Jedi Knight. This is a moderately priced pack here. It's $39.99. You're getting 2 miniatures in here, so it's not like per model, it's not the best value, but for the fun factor and the customizability that you get here, you're getting really cool stuff. You're getting 2 Jedi that you can build as commander and operative, and you have a lot of different cards and a lot of build options for these. If you are a hobbyist, this is a tremendously cool pack. Some people will want to get 2 of these even, and these are really, really fun. You have a lot of different alien heads in here, a lot of different lightsaber options, and a lot of really cool cards that you can kind of customize these characters and make them your own. This is this is part of their first foray into customizable characters, and I hope it's not their last, because I think they knocked it out of the park with this expansion. It's a very, very cool one. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with doing it, and you can check my unboxing and build video to see how I built my custom Jedi. But also, by the way, everything that you see in this video is going to be linked down in the video description below, so you can definitely check out links for yourself. All right, after this one, if maybe you want to add a vehicle to your list, the ATRT is a fantastic way to do that. It is a support, so it's the first way you can add a support to your army. I'm not going to recommend going with any heavies right now because they're a little more on the expensive side, but the ATRT is a great way to get a little armored vehicle into your list, and also kind of keeping with the clone theme at this point. This is the same ATRT we've already had, but it's not the same ATRT as originally launched with Star Wars Legion with the Rebellion. This is an improvement from that original sculpt, which was done in soft plastic. It's still a hard plastic sculpt. It's still a really good model, and these are solid ATRTs. That's probably one of the reasons why they're a little on the less expensive side. But these are actually releasing basically the reprinted version. It's the same original molds, but they're coming back in stock. It's a reissue, they're calling it. This one's coming back out on March 13th. These are honestly pretty good. It's a good one to have, and the cool thing is you can run one of these just by itself. You don't need to build a whole list around it. They kind of just work. You can pick up multiples if you'd like, but you can run just one as well. And they have a variety of different guns that you can put on them, and you can have some fun with these guys. Moving forward, the Heroes of the Clone Army pack. Now this one is a little bit more for new players, but also maybe for people who like alternate sculpts, because you're getting a couple of tremendously cool characters in this one. You're getting Anakin Skywalker in this box. You're also getting a couple of your favorite clones. You're getting Rex in here. You're getting Echo and Fives also in here. So if you're a fan of the Clone Wars TV show, you're going to get very familiar characters in here. You're also getting Obi-Wan in here. Now, why are they giving you Obi-Wan in this pack when he already comes in the starter? Well, not every player is going to pick up the starter. If you're already an existing Clone Wars player, you might not have that same Obi-Wan already, and you might not want to have to buy another starter, and you know what, I want all the new sculpts, boom, and this is just another place to get him. But I think the overwhelming majority of you will have picked up a starter already, and so really what you're getting in this one is primarily what's on the cover of the box here. You're getting this one not really for another Obi-Wan, you're getting this one for Anakin and Echo, Fives, and Rex. And so that's really why you're getting this one. And also these are new sculpts of these guys too. There's different poses. So if you're an existing character too, this is an easier way to get to get some more clones, and get some more heroes and repaint them up. I like to get new versions of existing characters from time to time also, because over the years, as I've painted and gotten new stuff and practiced and gone to, and learned and watched other people on YouTube and gone to Adepticon and take amazing painting classes, my technique improves a little bit over time, and I feel like I've been doing better and better, especially when I compare my old Legion stuff to my current Legion stuff. So this is a great opportunity if you think that you want to kind of reassess if you happen to have some of these older ones. Again, compare your old Rex to your new Rex, so on and so forth. Especially Rex with the patterning on his helmet is a little bit hard to do. So it's hard to do it really, really well, I should say. I've seen some people do amazing work here. And I think it's one of those deals where you kind of lay the brush down on his forehead in blue, and then you let it dry, and then you come back with white, and then you do it like not as far, so then you do that negative space, and stuff like that. So anyway, it's a little expensive for this box because it's $54.99, but you're getting a lot of different heroes, a lot of different commanders, and also these guys can augment. A lot of these dudes can go into your existing clone units. Rex 5's Echo, they can go in between your ARC troopers and then your regular clone infantry. These guys can also, there's all kinds of new cards that are available on atomicmassgames.com. And they're adding new stuff all the time. Who knows where they'll go next? So you have multiple uses for a lot of these characters too, which is really cool. And Anakin is pretty strong, so you probably want Anakin if you don't have him already. So heroes again, and this isn't what you need to get started. This is you're trying to fill out. You're trying to add more Jedi. You're trying to add more heroes to your Republic list. Now, I have clone commandos on here a little bit later. Now, this is definitely an affordable expansion, so why do I have this one later in the list? It's only $29.99. This might be one of your first buys. And again, I've said this before in my other videos, but just because I may rank this lower doesn't mean this couldn't be your first buy or your second buy. If you're a big fan of Clone Commandos, Republic Clone Commandos, and you want these guys right away, get them right away. Have fun, play how you want to play, get the models, get the toys that you really want. This is the reason I rank these guys a little bit lower on this list, and this is just my own personal opinion, but they tend to work better in groups. So while you could, for only $29.99, you might pick up a single box of Clone Commandos, and you're like, oh, cool, I can run them as Clone Commandos. Oh, I can run them as Deltas from a Republic Commando game. Oh, that's really cool. Also, I can do one of two different things with them, and you might just have fun with that. But one standalone unit of generic Clone Commandos isn't going to do as well as, say, 3, because they work a lot better in groups. But that's that's up to you. You can a lot of this other stuff you don't necessarily need to get more than one of outside of the core set, which is just such a tremendous value. These are cheap, but a lot of people would be very tempted to pick up 3 of these because they've done so well before in groups. And you don't necessarily need these guys right away, but it's a cheap expansion right now. And you're getting really cool models. Like these are fun, very cool models. You're getting also the ability to run the Delta squad, so you can do the regular Clone Commandos, or you can paint some up as Delta, and you can have some fun with those as well. Honestly, it's a great expansion. Moving forward, if we're looking at single heroes, they don't do a whole lot of single hero boxes anymore, but this is one exception to that. It's Ahsoka Tano, the Commander and Padawan set. This is a cool one because, for one, it's Ahsoka. I mean, if you're a Clone Wars fan, you're probably a fan of Ahsoka. This is her from the Clone Wars. You're getting the younger Snips, and you're getting more the teenage version of her as well. She can run both Commander and Padawan versions, so she can be leading your army, or you can run a different version of her that also goes in with your clones, and she's very effective in either role. But you're also getting 2 models, which is pretty cool. Now, it's 2 models of the same character, so you can't run both of them at the same time. But in a lot of times I wouldn't put like a single character for $35 on here, because it's not the best value per piece of plastic and all of that. But at the same time, it is Ahsoka, and the cool points alone do warrant having her kind of higher on this list. So Ahsoka ends up in my recommendations. She's pretty good. She's actually quite good. As we're moving forward, A little bit lower on the list, the Clone Trooper Marksmen. These are the newest clone core units, and they have a little bit more range, and they have some keywords. And if you're an older Legion player, you know that DC-15 isn't usable in the regular clone army anymore for the regular clone infantry, but they are usable in the Clone Trooper Marksmen. These guys are a way just to give you different core options. I don't think you really need to rush out and buy a whole bunch of these, primarily because they're going to be at that full retail price of basically $55. Now, you are getting a lot of miniatures in here. You're getting 11 models in here, so the cost per model is pretty good, but you're still only getting one unit. And sometimes they'll bundle, different core units into a new starter or set. So you might be able to, if you can wait, you might end up finding these guys in another bundle where you're getting, 2 of these and some other stuff for a reduced price. So that's one of the reasons I have this one a little bit lower. But there's no harm in picking up at least one box right now if you're looking to kind of add a little bit different range option to your core. Again, a basic game of Legion at 1,000 points does mean you have to have at least 3 core units. So if you've only got one, if you only bought one core set, this is where this would be a nice option to be that third core that you would need to play a legal 1,000 point game. This could be an option for that. As we're moving forward, a little bit more important if you're a dual faction player, but still pretty cool for the Republic. R2-D2 and C-3PO, you're getting stuff in here for both the Rebels and for the Republic. This is a little bit more of an important buy for the Republic, as the Rebels are getting, we'll get these in also the Battle Force box. A little bit more important also if you want to play Ewoks, because C-3PO has an additional card that functions in that Battle Force. But if you're only a Republic player, you're really just getting the R2-D2 unit with the C-3PO counterpart out of this. Higher value purchase if you're a multi-faction player, lower value if you're a single faction player. But still pretty cool. Same thing goes with the Wookiee Warriors. If you are running Wookiees, these are a very... I love the Wookiees, but they're currently underpowered right now. Atomic Mass has said that they're going to be looking at these guys. They may see a points reduction soon. They may become better and better over time. I hope they do. If you have more Wookiees, there's an entire Wookiee battle force that you can run. That is a Republic battle force, and they're very cool. You can run them with Yoda if you happen to have the old Yoda. He hasn't come back into print yet in the new edition. I'm sure he will very soon. But yeah, so again, better if you're a multi-faction player. Same thing goes with the Bad Batch. These are a very good unit. You can run these with the Clone Army or with the Rebels. There's a little difference on each one, as an Omega would be with the Rebels, and then you get Crosshair with the clones. But again, really cool operative unit that is multi-faction. This one is also lower because they have this one currently in the old style. It hasn't been reboxed and reissued in the new style yet, which does mean that there might be some kind of change when they do. I don't really expect that. But again, you would only get the old style cards in this box if you did it. So you'd have to go to atomicmassgames.com to check out all the new free print and play cards which are available. By the way, if you are an existing player, you will definitely want to head over to atomicmassgames.com. Get all the cards you need are available there. They're all print and play. And you can get a tremendous amount of, you can save a whole lot. You won't have to turn around and buy all these card packs, because there are card packs. If you prefer the actual physical cards, you can purchase these also. But if you're on a budget, definitely head over to Atomic Mass Games and go to Legion and look at all of the different print and play card packs they have. You won't have to buy all of these, but some people prefer to have the physical tangible cards in their hand in that nice card material. And so those are also available. There's a Galactic Republic card pack, which is for the units. Then they have the command card pack, which is for all of the different commanders and those cards that they would play. There's also a generic upgrade card pack. This one sells out very quick because this is always the just all of those just generic upgrades that can go into just about any army. So everybody wants this one if they want the physical cards. And then there's the battle card pack, which again, you're not going to need a lot of this stuff. You're not going to need this if you picked up the core set. But this is more targeted at that existing player who didn't want to buy a core set, but that they did want the new battle cards. So all of that stuff are things that are available, but it all starts with the starter set. That Galactic Republic starter set, still by far and above the best purchase that you can make for this game. Don't miss it. It's incredible. And be on the lookout for additional bundles as they become announced. All right, that is going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and absolutely amazing and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. The spice must flow, and always wash your socks.